Hi, it's Roman from Gratitude. I want to talk about motivation today. Now, we all know the word motivation, right? It comes from the word motive, and a motive is a reason why. Now, in any context, when we start losing our motivation, whether it be in a relationship or in our professional setting, and especially with fitness and wellness and the practice of yoga, we stop showing up. When we help people remind themselves of why they started the business, why they started the family in the first place, and why they must continue with the practice of yoga, there's a spark in their motivation and they get back to the yoga mat. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about motivation. And invariably what happens when our motivation drops in any context, in business, in parenting, in coloring on Saturday mornings, those activities start to go away, especially in the practice of yoga. So I'll take you guys over to the dry erase board. Say bye, guys.
Bye, guys. We'll see you later.
What I have for you here is some information that might help you get back onto the yoga mat if you've been away from it for a while, or if you have a steady practice, to help reinforce those reasons as to why you continue to have a sustainable yoga practice. Now, when we begin the practice of yoga, we have a strong motivation, a reason why. And the amount of time that we spend on the yoga mat is almost in direct proportion to that. These two lines are inextricably connected. Invariably what happens as we progress in the practice of yoga is we come across challenges, whether those challenges be internal, like old emotional stuff that's being peeled away like the layers of an onion, or environmental or external, like you're changing jobs or the kids are sick or whatever the story might be. Now, typically what happens in those moments of challenge is our why is challenged. We forget. The stress increases and our motivation decreases. And we start to see something like this. Now, during those times of lower motivation, we might draw on our will and we might kind of marshal the energy and continue with a little bit more time. What happens is, without the motivation, the time that we spend on the yoga mat will begin to diverge as well. This point right here, I call the diverging point. It's a crucial point that we all encounter. What we want to do in those moments, or maybe even before we reach this divergent point, is get really clear as to what our why is. Now, there's only 4 reasons why anyone starts the practice of yoga: physical, mental, spiritual, or emotional. Take out a pen and paper. And I'd like for you to write down physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And what I need you to do is to invest 3 or 5 minutes on each one of those categories and to define as specifically as possible why you need a clear mind, why you need a strong physical body at any stage of life, why we need clear flowing emotions, and why perhaps we need to have that spiritual interconnectedness with ourself, with nature, and maybe even with our Creator. Now, once we get clear as to why we need to practice, what we do every single class at Gratitude is we offer the space for the student to become aware of their intention. Why are you here? What is it about the practice of yoga that is drawing us back time and time again? This list that you've just created is going to be your guide, your spiritual compass, if you will. And it will remind us every day why we must continue with the practice of yoga. One of the biggest factors that we face at this point, this diverging point, is stress. It's fatigue, and it sometimes can be doubt or fears that come from inside of us. Our why is a reminder of the purpose. There's an old saying, where there's purpose, there's power. My team and I at Gratitude, before each and every class, invest time in all of you, the students, to help you remember why you're here. We simply give you the space and pose the question, what is your intention? When we have an intention, we have a direction. A direction is purpose. Again, where there's purpose, there's all the power you need. This is Roman from Gratitude saying thank you for the incredible privilege you give us to lead you through this practice of yoga. I look forward to seeing you in class soon.